Welcome to Lost in the Lakes, and today we're going up Sharp Edge. Don't know if you can see in the background there, we've got a bit of snow. I'm just starting off, I mean you can just start to see the snow now, but on this side, the sunny side, there's nothing. Sharp Edge doesn't get much sun in winter, so it tends to stay pretty icy. So as you can see, we've got an axe. I've also got some micro spikes as well, so the little tiny spikes for well, they're kind of in between crampons and the little crappy things that you get. So I have done this before in winter with the old version of the micro spikes, and it worked well. It's probably quite trodden actually, but I've got them with me just in case. I probably will put them on. Like I say, I've got the axe. If so, I need it to help me walk along. But yeah, it's all needs must really. Feels like I've got a really lightweight pack because I'm so used to wild camping. So I'm minus the tent, the sleeping bag, spare pair of clothes. I've got food with me. I've gone fairly light, so I'm taking the Atom Pack Notch. Is the top of Scales. The pub's just here, and then you've got this parking down here, which is right next to the road. Come early because it's hard to get parking. I was lucky, it came a bit late, still managed to get parked. There is, if you see where that car's going, if you're really lucky, and you can get there just due to the ice and snow, there's a car park at the end of that road as well. And when I say car park, it's more like a lay-by. How to get there? So if anyone wants to know, A66 Scales, put that in, you'll see the roadside parking on the A66, the little car park, and dotted around different sort of lay-bys either side of like the summit of the hill. Scales is kind of on the summit of where the road summits, as it is. And then walk along a bit, find a gate, and then you can come through. Or there's a steep climb up through the back of the pub. You can climb up. Basically feels like you're going into the beer garden, and then you get over the stile on the fence, and then just work up your way here. When you get to the top of here, you take a left, and then that takes you up Scales Fell. For Sharp Edge, you can continue on round. There's a few ways to get into it. You can kind of go over Scales and then push on round to the Tarn and then on up, which takes you more into the gill between Suterfell and Helvellyn, Blencathra. All right, let's see how many times I call Blencathra Helvellyn. Okay, I've taken a little shortcut rather than going all the way up by the path there. I've just cut across to this little incline path, which is probably the best way up if you're going to go from where the end of the woods are at the top of Scales. So we'll continue on, then yeah, we're going to traverse across and then do the sort of classic route up Sharp Edge. If you were to follow that path up from here, you come up this route. If you go over that way, that takes you back down into the gill. Quite a steep decline. So you just want to be taking this path from here. Like I say, there's about 3 or 4 paths that come up, and this path here runs parallel with this one. So when you see a path to come up, just pop up and it'll take you onto this path. When you get to here, if you want to do the classic up Scales first, I like doing that because you get a few more views and you can see quite a few people going up there. If you go that way, it takes you off into the backside of Sharp Edge. I think, yeah, I'm not sure. I think we might take that route. In fact, I'm going to do a blend of it. I'm going to go along here and up this steep path here. Quite a few people coming down this path. This is the main path up Scales. As you can see, there's a few people there. So I think, yeah, we'll carry on up up this route here, and that'll take us just over a little bit. In fact, no, I tell you what, I'm going to climb up this way just because that. Right, sunglasses on, we're getting in the snow, and jacket off. Getting really warm. I've got a insulated jacket under this, so basically just two thin tops on. Super warm because the wind's not really out that much. So there's basically no wind chill. I haven't even checked to see where the wind is coming from. There's so little, but I think it's coming from the south up, judging by what cloud I can see. This is what I mean by, you know, if it's hidden by the sun. Look at that snow there compared to this bit here. It's the same height, but yeah, there's just more snow there just because it's in the shade a lot more in summer anyway. And snow it starts. Here we go. So obviously I could walk up there, but everyone seems to be walking up here. This little gully in the snow. Just for ease of use, I'm going to walk up the grass here. Yeah, maybe coming down be easier in the snow because that stuff will stop you. You can dig your heels in. Yeah, so if you really want, you can dig your feet in there. Yeah, I almost feel like I need to put my spikes on already. I'm glad I put the sunglasses on early. This snow just reflects right up. Yeah, it's not often the weather's like this when you've got snow and then the next day it's just glorious sun, but look at that view. Oh, it's stunning, eh? That is worth it. Yes, I decided not to do a wild camp tonight. I thought I'd come up for a walk. I think the weather's going to come in tonight, so this is we're going to lose this, and I'd miss it. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to get this. It's absolutely stunning. I mean, look at that. Helvellyn, there we go again, Blencathra. Such an accessible big hill. It's right by the road with a car park and you're straight up on it. You know, this is why it's one of my favourite, or if my favourite mountain. It's got so much to it. Last week I camped, didn't see anyone. And like I say, if I was round this side here, or going up by Scales Tarn, there'd be plenty of people up there. But yeah, I think there'll be a few probably pitching up tent by the time I get up as well. Started a bit late in the afternoon. Should be up and down in a couple of hours. Maybe 2.5 hours, I think. Just taking it easy on Sharp Edge. I've said all this, but I still remain to back out. You know, I've been up once when I was not prepared. Didn't have any micro spikes, and it was not icy, but it was getting there. And that one time was when I backed out, and I didn't know where I was going either. There was no one to follow back then. Talking about 30 years ago now. An ice climbing ice hack, which is no good for walking really, but hey, just speaking with a guy there who's coming down with micro spikes on. I say micro spikes like I say Hoover. They were kind of the first to make them. There's a lot of different ones, but I still call them micro spikes. And they tend to be the best really, I think. Not that I've tried that many, but from what I've heard, the micro spikes ones are the better ones. Stay on your feet. The ones I used to have, I think were called Cahoots or something like that. Can't remember the actual name. I'm sure that brand's still around, but the ones I've got here are made by Microspike. Okay, come up a little bit higher here, and there's no drift at all on this bit, and it just shows you where this is where the sun gets it a bit more. Sun being just over there. I think It won't be long when I get on this flat. I'll probably put my spikes on, get used to them, get them fitted on the flat before I start climbing. Sharp Edge. So there's a guy that had the micro spikes on. I did ask him if he'd been up Sharp Edge, and he said no, didn't fancy it. But it depends, you know. All depends on what you feel like and what you want. As long as you kit it up well, you should be fine. Right, it's starting to level off a bit. So we're getting a good height now. You can start to see a lot more summits over there. It's a shame the sun is actually right where you need to be. Let's see if this works. That's what I'm looking through. There we go. That kind of works, doesn't it? Anyway, yeah, so we're getting up to the top of sort of Scales Fell, as it will, and then we're going to go over and then almost down to the Tarn. You can kind of traverse along, but we're going to sort of go over the top of Scales and then off to the right, down to the Tarn, to then go up Sharp Edge. Well, that just shows you we're up to about 5 or 6 mile an hour wind, and my ears are cold already. So shove the hood up just to have a bit of extra warmth. Don't want to get too warm because I'll get sweaty, and if I get caught out on the top there, it's just going to be cold. I've got a backup jacket. I've got my belay jacket, so my Nuclei SV, which not waterproof, but it's certainly insulated. I've got my waterproof jacket as well, just in case, but I think the forecast is probably going to be fine. I was looking to see if there was an inversion, but there is a load of cloud over there, but I think it's more like sea fog. That's kind of on the coast. It kind of fizzles out over here, so over that bit there, so I think it is coming from the coast. That's further down south than you can normally see. I mean, this is properly clear. This is what's nice about coming out on a winter's day. The air is so clear, not hazy at all. It means you can see for miles. That snow band on top of all the Pennines there, and that's stretching for at least 100 miles down there. 60 miles, at least 60 miles down there. Caught sight of the top there, and it looks like Cat Bells. It's so busy. There is at least 20 people on just on the top. I bet if I came up last week when the weather was horrible, you'd be lucky if there's 2 or 3. Yeah, it just shows you when the weather's nice, everyone comes out. I'm not sure how many actually done Sharp Edge. Hopefully not too many. I want it to be nice and fresh so the spikes can dig in. I would imagine if you don't go up there with spikes and there's lots of people walked on it, it'll be trampled to ice almost. The good thing is this snow's pretty fresh. It's probably about 24 hours old, so it hasn't had much time to turn into ice. It's had one night, but still, it's still going to be pretty slippy up there. Like I say, I've seen a few people coming down with micro spikes on. No one yet in full crampons, but I'm sure if you do plan on doing Sharp Edge, I would recommend, you know, full crampons and actually knowing how to fit them. Same with the micro spikes, you know, getting used to having spikes on your feet, especially the size of crampons. Okay, going up that climb there, I didn't really see many people, but I've just passed 3 and there's another 6 ahead of me, and another 2 coming down, and another one going off that way. Yeah, looks like some people having fun in the snow, sliding down. That won't be me. I value ripping my trousers. And here comes the fell runner as well. Right, now we're starting to get some deeper snow. Where are we at now? Up to the ankle. Okay, just coming up. It's not quite the top of scales. Almost where we're going to be heading off to the right. And you can just see sharp edge now. Look at this edge. Looks pretty dangerous, really. Got quite a step down off there. Don't really want to be going any close to it. You're not going to go flying, but it is pretty steep. There's just a little breeze. It's just enough to keep your ears cold. So I'll keep my hood up. I think I'll put my jacket back on before I start climbing up Sharp Edge. We'll drop down into the tarn, gear up down there, make sure we've got everything right. I mean, it's a bit of a sacrifice coming up here because you get all that height and then you've got to drop back down to the tarn. But to be honest, when you're climbing Sharp Edge, you don't feel, well, you're not thinking about how far you're climbing. You're more worried about falling, really. Yeah, so we're going to climb up to the top of here. You can sort of traverse over that way, but we're going to just follow the path up and then down into the tarn. Starting to get a little bit more hard packed now with the snow, so it's starting to get slightly slippier, but we're still not too bad. You can probably ski on this. Okay, so we're almost level with Sharp Edge. It's hard to say level with Sharp Edge because it goes all the way up, you know, it's angled. But we should be coming over here now and dropping down. There should be a path off to the right. If the path hasn't been walked, we're just going to trudge our way back down. So looking at the path going up Sharp Edge there, looks like hardly anyone's done it. I mean, there's loads of people up here. This is where we've got the path off to the right here. But just before we go, I just wanted to have a quick look over here. Look at that, so you can see Lowe's Thirlmere, and then yeah, lots and lots of other fells. It's quite good because you can actually see a lot more than what you normally do. Right, we're going to go off to the right here. Right, let's just do a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 22, 23, 24 before you get to the zigzags. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. So there's about 45 people just on this slope alone. Most people are coming down. No one is going off to where I'm going, but that's not unusual. There is a path just off to the right here that I'm going to try and jump on. Looks like I'll be trudging through some deep snow. I'm going to follow this what looks like dog tracks. Okay, so we've got this ledge here and the path is there. So basically just going to go straight down here, I think. There's the path. Snow is deep in places. As soon as we get onto here, it should be all right. There we go, on the path. Look at that tarn, eh? Quite picturesque, that. So dark with all the white. Got this party gearing up or doing something, whether they're just going to the tarn and back, I'm not sure. In fact, they look like they could be going for a swim. This will be interesting. All right, if anyone's concerned about me doing this by myself, there's 6 people on the ridge already. There's 2 coming up behind me. There's plenty of people out if needs be. And again, I think I'm overcautious, to be honest. I've got a healthy fear of heights, as in I hate them. but for the vlog, eh? No, I like to push it, do sharp edge now and again. I did it in summer last year, going down the way. Probably wouldn't recommend that in the snow and ice. It's not too bad in the dry. Yeah, it's not too bad in the dry, but the thing that gets you on sharp edge is wind and wet. Ice, you tend to be wearing spikes, so that just, you know, makes it a whole different, makes it loads better. Oh, I thought them two were coming up, taking photos down by the tarn. I was going to take a picture of the tarn, but there was a family behind, and they seemed to be enjoying themselves, so I just left it. Right, so we're coming up to what I would call the start of Sharp Edge. You've come up the ridge, come up here, past the tarn, and just where it levels off here, I would say this is probably where it starts to get proper, you know, proper sharp edge. Just wanted to come over here because I've looked at this for a camp spot before, wondering whether it would be all right. In fact, there's quite a few places down here. I think this might be on the cards. Even going to get a sunrise. You're up from Suter Fell. I've camped just down there before and on the top there. And yeah. Let's give this a go. Okay, there's a couple that just came past that didn't have spikes on, and quite rightly they turned around. They said it was just too much for them, which I was saying better that than being a statistic. Or sadistic, whatever it is. Anyway, starting to cool off a little bit now as well. So glad I put this jacket back on. Got another 2 jackets in the bag, just in case it really gets cold. And a nice pair of winter gloves as well. The gloves that I lost and found. If anyone's seen that escapade. 2 weeks alone on the fells. Poor glove. Right, yeah, it does look like, does look really interesting up at the top there. From here, it looks horrible, but I know that you get into a gully. It looks almost vertical from here. Looks like there's a couple coming down. Are they going down or coming up? Going up. There's a guy with a yellow bag. That's the bad step. That's the bit where you can't go left and you have to go right, and right has got no handhold or anything. Got a bit of a steep climb here. It's steppy. Nothing like what we're gonna come up to. I've found a path. You come up that way there. And it's a lot harder to find paths in the snow. Normally you just barrel on through, but you've got to take your time a lot more. Okay. That's a good test on the rock there. That's slab. Good test for the spikes, just to see what they're like. Getting used to them again. Yeah, they're good. They're good. Okay, this is the real start of Sharp Edge, where you start coming up. If you want to do the ridge, you can climb straight up there. I'm going to take this path off to the right here and then climb up a bit further round, just because I feel it's better. There's no missing out on ridges when you're in not survival mode, but when you're kind of limited with what you can do. Should I go up there? So this is the path that sort of everyone takes and kind of thinks, oh well, sharp edge ain't that bad, but quickly it forces you to climb up. Where it does actually force you to climb up, it's at the moment really icy. So I think I'm gonna get up onto the ridge there. What I'll do is I'll climb up this path here, which everyone seems to have taken. Again, there's more than one, but this is the kind of the way I would suggest to come. Saves climbing up that rock there. Might even get my ice axe out. We shall see. Okay, this is the start of the ridge, or ridge walk. I don't want to catch them. They seem to be tripping a little bit. Right, let's go up here further. Let's watch where we're going. Careful. Normally I'd be up high there, but I think we're just going to stick low. Sorry for the camera angle. Like I say, I haven't got my tripod-y strap-on thing. Okay, I'm going to step down into here. I'm going to bum across this bit. There we go. Right, that, believe it or not, wasn't a bad step. Coming up to another point on the ridge where you feel safe here. This is almost like a respite. It's slow and steady. The aim is not to look down. Right, let's get over this bit. There we go. Thankfully, I'm glad I've got the spikes on. I think if I didn't have them on, I'd be turning back myself. Okay, this looks completely different in the snow. Okay.
Alright,
You alright?
you want to come past?
Are you setting off now?
I'm going to be a couple of minutes.
Oh, yeah, right, I'll mosey on. Mosey's not quite the word, is it?
Scramble on.
Yeah. Now this is the
Oh, to do with microspikes today.
oh, have you not got any?
Crampons on, so you can watch it.
Oh, right, yeah.
We are nice.
Yeah. Oh,
I wasn't going to bother, but we need them on this. Oh, hello.
yeah.
We on film?
Yeah.
Nice day, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've got full crampons, haven't you?
Go past.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, lovely for it though, isn't it? Yeah. Just going to traverse over here. And that's pretty much sharp edge done. Just got to climb up this gully now. And then probably traverse over to the right a little bit. Along here a little bit further. And then over to the right. Okay, so there's a couple coming down with no spikes on. When I went up and did the ridge, everyone there had spikes on. A few people were roped up, and there's definitely the guy I was chatting to. He does like ice climbing, had full crampons. So you could say me with my micro spikes, I had the least protection. But yeah, so I decided to sort of be the person to tell them that it's getting worse. Right, on to the summit. Right, there's the summit. Looks like clouds are coming in now, look at that. Just in time before the low, super low clouds come in. Yeah, even though they're lower than what we are now, I don't think we're going to get an inversion. It's still cold. Right, that sun is getting darker, but my eyes are so used to these glasses now. Feels too bright, but oh, that's like a band of cloud, so you can see almost through it, I think. I don't know if you can see it with them on. Interesting. It is almost like sea fog that's just stopping, but this higher cloud is coming in. There we go. Yellow snow, that's probably coffee. Right, I can relax. I've done sharp edge in the snow. It's all good. There's a few more still coming up the way. There's quite a lot going down now, so I'm in the going down traffic. Right, down we go. Wish I brought my drone today. Would have been spectacular, but I forgot I owned it. So yeah, nice little jog on down here. It's a decent slope. It's not too steep, and it's not too slippy either. Especially with these spikes on. Like I say, I would not have even attempted sharp edge there if I never had them on. And I think if I did, I would have been proper stuck. I just hope that everyone else that goes up there wears spikes, or at least turns around like quite a few of them did. There is a lot of people heading towards there. Well, just stopped talking to a couple. They have a YouTube channel. I'll put the link somewhere. Do quite a lot of impressive stuff by the sounds of it. I haven't checked it out myself yet. Obviously, I'm still on the side of a mountain. But yeah, I'll be checking that out later tonight. But by the sounds of it, they travel around quite a lot and do some spectacular stuff. Look at this view. It's amazing. Look, there's still people coming up as well. But yeah, it's such an amazing place when it's so clear like this. And you can see all round. I mean, there's even low fell, low rig and high rig. I've got dustings of snow on. The whole of Sutor Fell there is covered in snow as well. Although we're coming down the way, it's actually getting colder because of the wind. It's picking up quite a lot. Right, so we're just at the top of Scales now. Still got awesome views out there. All the way. I think we're going to have good views all the way down, to be honest. So clear. Look at this. No snow anywhere apart from on the path. Just drifted. Look how deep it is as well. Good for braking actually. If you come down here and you're running and you want to stop, you could just dive into that. Oh, that's it. And this is how easy they are to take off. A bit harder to put on. But got a bit of mud in them. Oh, it's nice to get on a bit of level. I mean, we're still descending, but it's not as steep as it was. Can be a bit relentless. I remember coming up here on the bike actually, and I think you can cycle if you're fit enough. Anyway, you can cycle all the way up here. You know that summer smell, that sort of spring smell that you get? I've just had a whiff of it, and it's actually getting a bit warmer. Now I think it's the warm front that's coming in that's going to get this rain, but it almost feels like it's summer's coming, you know, or spring even. We're still, I mean, it's beginning of February, so we've still got plenty of winter left. But I've just got that kind of whiff that spring might be coming soon. Right, so that was Sharp Edge on an icy day. I think that was, well, it was very successful. I got up and back down in one piece. All we have today. This has been Lost in the Lakes, and we'll see you in the next one.